Hey guys, and welcome to another Star Wars Destiny video, and today we are going to be playing around with a favorite deck of mine. It has weaknesses, certainly. It's very susceptible to, well, cheating, like Sabine will be doing, just losing Phasma. But at the same time, the consistency of this deck and the way it plays is it's just enjoyable to play, in general. I love seeing that early deflect, and even the feel your anger in some ways. Even the tactical. I might just keep this hand, to be honest. Um, two good one drops, two good removal cards. Yeah, I'm happy with this actually. Quite happy. We'll be seeing what he does. He's running the good old Sabine Akbar. Probably not as good as Sabine Ezra. I think that having two dice on your secondary character just adds so much to the consistency of the deck. Allows for just giving you more damage. Like all the other supporting characters like Akbar and Yoda and such don't really add anything to your damage output, whereas Ezra allows you to just turn one and kill them sometimes. Um, I don't know why he's taking so long to just draw his hand, but he is. Um, we'll see what happens here. He's gonna pass back one, it looks like. My game is freaking out. I gotta wait for him to decide before I actually roll. Okay. 4 is not great. If Sabine just hits a 3, I'm probably gonna lose. Yeah, he rolled 5, it looks like. Take his own, which is interesting choice. I think I just tossed 2 shields onto You have got to love running interference. I don't know why it's taking so long to place it. We'll play Imperial Discipline. The one thing Sabine Akbar does have is leadership's no joke with Sabine. I really don't like seeing that double focus there. If he has a card like Truce, you could see him Truce into double focus. Proccing running interference on playing a card. He's going to discard to reroll here. He's not going to reroll anything. Do I or do I not? You know what, I'll just take a resource. Sad as that is. I need to be able to both play the deflect and play the bartering. Sacrificing a Phasma die is going to suck. But I think that I'll be able to kill him next turn anyways, which is what I'll have to do. Interesting to see if he double focuses here. That or he could take a resource, starting the disrupt. Yeah, it's going to be double focus into 2 3s. So definitely not ideal, but having this deflect here is a big deal. We'll deflect one of those 3s into the Sabine. Yeah, deflect is still such a nuts card. If you're expecting Sabines or any other ranged decks like Pohondo, just the trade-off, the swing that he gets for damage is great. We'll see who he chooses to deal the 4 to. Expecting Phasma. 4. We'll play Bartering. So the purpose of all these 1-drops in here is half the reason we run all these is so that they just give us resources and focuses, and then later on we override them with armor plating, which allows us to basically get free value out of those dice before we then turn that dice into a removal card of Armor Plating, Force Illusion. Let's see here. We'll flip this. Bit 2. We're going to actually reroll. Well, let's deal the 2 first. Then we're going to reroll these 3. We're going to go ahead and deal the 2. Lucky that that rolled the +1 there. Allows me to actually get the Phasma ability off. That +1 though. So about what I was nope. Too many. Oops. I always do this in TTS. I'm like, oh, I want to draw to 5, so I press 5 and I draw 5 cards instead of 4. So Sabine is dead if he doesn't immediately play Second Chance, because I have 2 Tactical Masters. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I think that against Sabine, this deck is actually great. Sabine tends to struggle with just aggro decks, and this deck will always deal the early high damage amounts. Let's see here. Nothing. Well, deal 44, but he'd have to overwrite, so he doesn't have a resource. He could truce into it. Man. We will just roll Phasma naturally, rather than wasting the potential resource. Just going to discard 2 reroll. I will deal the 2. And see this being go back to 6. So the Phasma specials are still online. That is great for us. DH17 and Dark Council will be drawn for this turn. Unless he rolls the nuts right now, like the 3/3 +2, we should be perfectly fine. We'll see. We'll see though. Oof, that is a lot of damage. Nasty. You see that 6 damage coming? So we are now very, very scared for our Phasma. What to do, what to do. I wonder what he's going for. There's no, the only way he like kills me is if he rerolls into like resource and 2 for 1. So yeah, I don't know what he's hoping to accomplish here, but we'll see. I'm going to reveal this to turn this to a special. Gonna take the 2 resources. I'm gonna disrupt one. Because he could have an impersonate. That would have been the worst thing for me. Cool, so this should probably be our game at this point. All I have to do is roll basically any damage here. Not quite there yet. You will reroll. All I need is a resource or a focus from these. Okay, we're good on the focus, so let's discard this. Reroll these 2. Roll Dark Council special. Roll this back. We will deal 2 to put him to 8. And then 3 more to kill the Sabine. We will take a shield onto her and focus to a resource to take another resource, and then we will pass. So this should probably be a 1 game. There is no way that Akbar is closing this out unless something insane happens. Yeah, we can just see the Force Illusion or Armor Plating overwrite this turn. So yeah, you could definitely see that if Sabine rolls a little bit better, she could easily just kill Phasma. If I get an early Force Illusion or Armor Plating, that certainly helps me survive. But even so, I think that my deck has the tools to just more consistently win that matchup. We're not even gonna risk it. We'll go ahead and drop armor on activation. We'll go ahead and drop armor plating. Yeah, he needs a miracle here. We'll roll out. This overconfidence is basically going to mean that even when he rolls something here, I'm gonna be able to offset it. Greedo, get out there. He actually did it. But we're going to overconfidence those 2. Yeah, we will get the Pin Blaster die. No, read. He's going to play retreat, so I only get a single action. And I will use it to, I don't know, just play backup missile. At this point, he's just using stall tactics. But they're not going to let him win through. Yeah, I have a free-for-all coming in for like a bazillion damage with all these small dice. Oh, right, he was starting. So I guess he got my free-for-all. Oh, spot yellow. Miles's Vault is coming down. You will roll Phasma. Decent roll. Yeah, I'm not too concerned. Having these double force solutions, he doesn't have any way to deal with those, except for like what, vandalize maybe. I'm just gonna drop one right now, just to remove any risk of a loss here. So double focus. Just thinking about it though. It's almost making me think that he froze. Yeah, I can't help but feeling like this game's already over, but I mean sometimes you just gotta play it to the end. Running interference, playing a card. As I said, that was the potential for the turn one when he had the double focus that I was scared of. But Phasma with the um, 2 damage block cards should be enough to... Wait, actually, yeah, this is an action, so I can do that. Should see 2 and 3, and I should be able to block both cases. 3 will be Force Illusion. 1, 2, 3. And the 2 will be Armor Plating. I will deal the 2. It's going to play claim here. I'll just roll out, and I will, regardless of what I roll, I'll play Fee for All. Deal 6 indirect. That was 6 dice. Thanks for the game. I'm taking a little break. Well, yeah, so I think this is the first video I've done with this deck that wasn't like a, let's get this silly music volume down. I think this is the first game with this deck that wasn't Legacies. I really like it. It has a bit of a issue in that you're very top heavy in Captain Phasma. But what I found is that oftentimes when you win games, you just have all 3 of your characters sitting there at the end of the game. The reason for it being armor plating and force illusion going on to Captain Phasma, as well as with the witch magic, allow you to, like, she gets 5 damage dealt her, and you're like witch magic heal 3, and you're like overwrite the Imperial Discipline with the force illusion, and now she's an effectively full health character again. The damage potential of the deck is nuts. So you have the 2 damage that you're going to be resolving with Talzin, the 2 that you'll be resolving with Greedo, and then another 2 with Phasma, and then a special will deal 9 damage. If they control any of your dice, then a DH17 turn 1 can still allow you to deal the 9 damage, and the backup muscle can also help with that immensely to push them to that 6 first and then resolve the Phasma special. If you're wondering, how do you get all those sides? Well, you kind of see, Crystal Ball, two 1 focus sides. Dark Council, 2 1 focus sides. Imperial Discipline just turns your dice to side showing ranged, right? The good old Bartering has a focus side. Bartering is just so great, and that has 3 resource sides on this 1 drop. So what you want to do on turn 1 is you're mulliganing for your 1 drops. You play the 1 drops, roll them out, take a resource, take a focus from them. Play another 1 drop, roll them out, take a resource, take a focus, whatever you get. Turn 2, roll them out, use them, and then immediately overwrite them with Force Illusion on Phasma. Essentially, it gives you 2 resolutions of like a Crystal Ball, for example. So maybe you get 1 focus, and 1 resource. So it's a 0 cost, essentially, because you took a resource from it, that also turned a die to a side that you chose. And is a removal because that 1 resource is becoming Force Illusion. It's becoming Armor Plating. Um, when this deck does well, it is just so oppressive. Um, as I said, like, you win games with all 3 of your characters on the board because you have a decent amount of control. If you run against melee, it could be weaker, but some of the things is like most of the melee decks right now are like Talzin Kylo or Talzin Callus, and they have ranged damage anyways. Most villain decks will be running the Holocron suite with like Force Lightnings, and Deflect is just such a great card. Then you have Free for All. I mean, free for all. Feel Your Anger, Overconfidence. Uh, Witch Magic. Um, so you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if you include the armor platings, defensive cards, and Force Solutions. Um, it's pretty decent, the amount of control that is. And then if you add in a card like Threaten kind of being control, um, and just killing characters fast enough, it's kind of like control. Um, I used to run a lot more control in this list. I am instead trying it out with a little bit more damage oriented build with the free for all instead of another removal slot, and the threaten instead of another removal slot, just to try to give you more damage once Phasma dies. Threaten being great against a character who, like, I don't know, Sabine would be the best. They have that 3 there, and you're like, play this, you either take 3 damage or remove or die. Um, I don't know if it's worth 2 slots. Maybe it should just be one of free for all. As you can see, is great towards the end of the game. You're dropping all these 1 drops, and you're just like, well, you have 1 character left. I'm basically paying 1 to kill him. Um, yeah, I hope you liked the video, and if you try this deck out, I hope it goes well for you. Until next time.